Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk on someone who sends a message to my inbox and telling me to tell a story that she could not show her face, or she can show her face because of the depthness of what happened. Before we go into it, I want to say thank you for always stopping by, for always, you know, encouraging me to do what I am doing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for always checking on me. God bless you and meet you at the point of your needs. Then I must confess, when I got this message, somehow I was terrified because, people do so many things in this world, but when it comes to a female child always love their mother. Not to talk about male children, people love their mom very, very well because of what their mom has to pass through before bringing them into this world. And after bringing them, they keep on giving those children a good life. And so many people, I know it's not all, but so many people are in love with their mothers. And those who doesn't have moms, they cry so much that they wish they had a mother. So, but this one, you are welcome to Namte Chris Show. Today we are going to talk about Mrs. Grace M. I don't want to mention her surname. I don't want to mention the name of the husband, but I rather take her first name only. So, as the story goes, I woke up yesterday morning to see um, a message, and someone was putting a crying emoji so much that I couldn't bear it. I had to call that what happened, and she now released this message to me. The message goes this way, that she has been married for 15 years then, and the husband was doing well financially, and they were living in a better house, a good, furnished, well-paid house, and the food was not their problem. They even have male servant and female servants, that is domestic servants that were serving them. But it got to a point that everything went down for them. So they were struggling, she and her husband, as she was a full-time housewife. She couldn't support her husband financially. So life was tough, that they had to relocate it to another, lower place than where they were living. And friends, and friends started talking that, they are experiencing financial problem. Some friends never wanted to associate themselves with her anymore, and so she had nothing doing than to move to where she was staying there, hiding herself, detaching from the church that she was going, because they had to sell their cars and then to pay the children school fees and the new house that they had rented. The new house that they had rented. So life for 3 years was just like that. The husband couldn't get a better business nor a good job, and she started macheting the children. They changed their school to a lower school, and it wasn't after 3 years of being in that suffering, the mom calling to visit them, bringing food stuff, all those things, because she was no longer able to go visiting the mom in the village. In Africa here, our mom do visit us, and we do go home to see our parents like that and stay with them in the village. So she could no longer visited home for good 3 years to 4 years. Then her mom was so worried about her that she told her mom that things were not okay with them. So the mom now, brought so many foodstuff things, and brought it to where they were to come visit her. So when this woman arrived, she stayed like 3 weeks with them, helping her to go look for job by her, taking care of the home with her kids and everything, for her to be able to go in search of a job. So one day, this thought came into her mind that what my mom is 58 years now, and she has nothing to offer anymore, and I have nothing to offer her in return. And this devilish thought keep coming that what if I tell my husband to use my mom for money ritual? Then according to her, she keep pushing away the thoughts, pushing away the thoughts, pushing away the thoughts, that how could she do that to her mother that she loves so much? But when she think of the disgrace, the social group that she belongs to before, they all neglected her because she was no longer in that status. So when one day in the night, she now woke her husband up, and they told the husband that I know what I'm about telling you is so bad. Is something that maybe after saying it, you might, divorce me. You might no longer want to like have anything to do with me. My husband, after hearing this, now petted me that I should forget it, that there is nothing that I will say or do that will make him to like divorce me or to disown me. So I now told my husband that this is my thought. My mom is 58 years. What if we use her for money ritual and then give her a befitting burial? And my husband was like 30 minutes not saying anything. So I was so worried and started crying that he should forgive me, that it was just a suggestion. And my husband said I shouldn't worry. He couldn't say anything till the following day. I keep crying. I keep being worried the outcome or what would come out from my husband's mouth. But after 2 days, my husband called me and said, well, if I really meant it or meant what I was saying, that he was ready to do it, although he knows nothing about money ritual. So I started looking for a way. We went to some, in search in internet, asking, and as God would do it, I found a place in Ghana, and I gave a call to that man, and the man accepted it. And what the man told us was that we are going to use my mommy's womb for the ritual. So I told my husband, and how will I use my mommy's womb, that he needed the womb of my mom? So after putting heads with my husband, we decided to contact a doctor. And when the doctor came, we related everything to the doctor. And when this doctor came, according to her, we added some sedative into my mom's food. So that evening, my mom now passed out. And when my mom passed out, that was when the doctor now operated, opening her stomach, and then gave us the womb of my mom and then sew her back. And then As at this time, my mom has passed on, or maybe because of complications, she died. I cried so much that I could not console myself, but my husband and the doctor consoled me. And what will I do? Because my mom came to visit me now. I even had a better way of not killing her when the man said it was the womb that he needed for the money ritual. So, but now my mom is late now. What will I tell my siblings, my kinsmen, and people who knew my mom was very strong while visiting me? So another evil thought came into my heart. I pick up my phone, I dial my siblings one by one, telling them that my mom was rushed that moment to the hospital because she was complaining of severe stomach ache. And then I had to take her to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, the doctor now told me that it was an appendicitis that was fully ripened. So I had given the doctor go ahead to operate on her. And my siblings were like, wow, we never knew my mom had appendix. So they were pitying me. They were crying that, what? My mom came visiting you, that you are not in a good condition, and now this is the kind of problem that has come upon you. So they started contributing money that I should pay for the appendix. The money was even more than the amount that I mentioned to them. So after 2 days, although I told them that the operation was successful, and then they were thanking me, asking to speak with my mom, and I told them she was still very weak and tired, that I was going to give her phone as soon as she is okay. And they were thanking me, thanking my husband. It wasn't long, I now called them again that my mom was behaving funny, which they started praying. And after 2 hours, I called them back that she was dead, that my mom died, that she couldn't make it. So that is how I now took my mom corpse to the village for burial. And everybody there were beating me, crying for me, that what kind of problem was this? How could my mom do this to me? And I was crying more than every other person in the burial. And finally, my mom was being buried. After the burial, money start, coming, because we have been in contact with the man that told us to bring the womb. So my husband started making money in a funny way that you would never believe. We got so many buildings, things, properties, things began to be good, and I never told my siblings so that they would never suspect me of having any hand in my mom's death. Everything is good with me and my husband, but now the problem is that I am feeling so bad. As I keep seeing my mom crying, looking at me without saying a word. She's only crying, looking at me. In my dream, sometimes it's like I'm hallucinating, seeing my mom every corner of my house. I have called the man that made me to remove my mother's womb, and the man said it's just my thoughts, that I should remove my mind from it, and severally I have tried or my heart from it, but yet I'm still feeling the same thing. I've gone to a priest to help me plead or to link me with God, for me too, so that I can forgive myself and for God to forgive me, because I am no longer enjoying the wealth. And my husband now has started seeing other women, and I can't do anything, because what will I do? If I say I should try to harm my husband, I will be committing more crime. If I say I should shout, I am the one that brought this upon myself. What will I do? Please, that is why I'm bringing this story. Please do not judge me, but rather pray for God to forgive me. You have any suggestion for her? Because she wants to forgive herself. She is in pain. She is crying so much. But for me, I don't know what to say, because that very womb that she removed from her mother is that same womb that carried her for 9 good months, maybe 10 months or 11 months, nurturing her after she might have been born, but she had the mind of removing womb, a mother's womb, for money. I don't know. I don't want to judge. I don't want to be the one. But for me, I don't know. Maybe she should confess it to the siblings. Although she has said that she has been to, or she has gone to a priest and related this with priest, and priest was in shock, although he prayed for her. So people, leave your comments, subscribe, and like this channel. What do you think? And what is your suggestion? What can she do to be in peace? Because she really, really needs peace. When I heard it from her, her mouth, I couldn't believe it. But then I had to put myself, in order, so that she would not be in pain. Thank you for always stopping by. See you on my next video.